Hi guys, welcome back to the channel for another video. So today I'm going to review the 5th gen Honda City that's sitting right behind me, as you can see. And special thanks to Glory Honda Jorhat for allowing me to shoot this video. So if you want to buy any Honda product, I mean cars, then go check out the numbers that are given in the description below. Also you can see it right now running in the screen. So you can make an inquiry and get yourself a Honda car. And also for offers and all, make sure you make an inquiry with the dealer, as I will not be able to tell that in details. Now moving on to the 5th gen Honda City. This is the 5th gen model that has been sold, that is currently being sold in India by Honda. Also the 4th gen model is also sold along with the 5th gen model. But in this SUV dominated market, where every single day or every month the car makers are bringing out SUV, so we'll check if the Honda City is worth it. The 5th gen model, is it worth it to buy when there are lots of other options, and that includes mostly the SUVs. So without any further delay, let me just now do the walk around and show you different features of the car, and then I will give it a drive impression. This is the petrol manual variant. I will do the driving impression of the petrol manual variant, and I hope that is the mostly preferred car that gets sold. It also comes in automatic CVT. Without any further delay, let's now start with the walk around, and then I will explain every sort of details with the 5th gen Honda City. So let's do that. So the 5th gen Honda City sedan has been on sale for a year now, and it's one of the best looking and feature packed car in the mid-size sedan segment. It rivals against cars like Hyundai Verna, Suzuki Ciaz, and even the Honda City 4th gen, which is also being currently sold along with the 5th gen Honda City. So Honda offers the 5th gen City in 3 variants: V, VX and ZX, and prices starts from rupees 11.16 lakh for the base V variant and goes up to rupees 13.61 lakh for the top spec ZX petrol manual. Also available with diesel engine option, and prices for diesel starts at rupees 12.76 lakh and goes up to rupees 15.11 lakh ex-showroom for the diesel manual. There is also option for CVT with the petrol engines, and it gets that steering mounted pedal shifters. So in this SUV dominated market, is it still worth to buy a sedan, and especially the Honda City, if you are thinking for a family car above 10 lakh rupees mark? So we'll see that in details about the Honda City, like its interior, its exterior, and even give you the cabin experience and also the drive impression of the car. Hope the video will guide you to buy a perfect car for you and your family. I'll be driving the top spec ZX petrol manual, considering the fact that petrol manual is the most preferred option when going for the Honda City. So watch the video till the end and don't forget to subscribe, would really appreciate that. So without any further delay, let's get started with the walk around first. So like always, starting with the key, here are the keys of the Honda City that you will get 2 keys, obviously smart keys, and there is also a physical key here which you can use in case the battery goes down. Hopefully that doesn't happen. So in the key you will find 3 buttons: lock, unlock, and 1 dedicated button to open the boot. So this key seems fairly like the new key of the facelifted Honda Amaze. And if you want to see my review of the facelifted Honda Amaze, then make sure you check out the pop-up button somewhere here and check out the video. Hope you like it, and if you like it, then subscribe to my channel and please support me by subscribing it. So moving forward, so these are the keys, obviously lock, unlock, and hold. And the manual variant comes with 3 buttons in the key, and the CVT variant comes with 4 buttons, and CVT variant can also be started remotely so that the AC gets turned on and the car is obviously cool before you enter to it. Now coming to the front fascia of the car, here is the front fascia of the car. So it's a totally new design, and obviously it more or less looks much better than the 4th gen model, and looks are obviously subjective, but in my case I really like the design what Honda has done to it. And the headlight mostly looks like the new Civic. I'm not talking about the Civic that has been discontinued in India, but the latest Civic that is now sold in international market or has been launched by Honda. Not sold currently, but yes, it has been launched by Honda, and I guess that's the 11th gen model. And if you want to know in details about that Honda Civic, then make sure you check my website. That's written right now in the screen, www.mototelsne.com. Go there, check everything about latest cars or not bikes. I used to do a review about bikes, but now I am currently focused totally on cars, so you can check that out in the website. Now moving forward to the Honda City. So here is the headlight. You can see this is the top spec ZX model, so there are 9 individual LED elements that placed in the headlight, obviously. So here is the L-shaped indicator, swiping indicator down here, and here is the LED DRL. Obviously this is the LED light, automatic headlight function is there. Then here is the chrome garnish on the grille, wing grille, big chrome, and here is the Honda logo. I am not much fan of a chrome, but it goes good with the front fascia of the car. And again same here, chrome. So this headlight gets 9 elements. Let me show it here because the sun is coming down here. So 9 elements, individual elements, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, as you can see. So cornering function, auto headlight, so everything is there. Then down under here there is projector fog light, so the throw is really great in this car. And here some fake vent like things, not vent actually. Then here is the front lip, or yes, obviously lip. Then here is the grille, so it looks a little bit flimsy. Can you see it's shaking? So there is some Honda need to check that out. And this is white metallic color, so it looks great. Again here this side fog LED fog light. Then this is the number plate carrier and all, no front parking sensors. This is the place for the tow hook, or also for I guess airbags and all, because this car comes with 4 airbags, side curtain type airbags, and obviously front driver side and co-driver side airbag. Now coming to the side profile of the car. So this is the side profile of the car. The sun is really hurting the video or the camera. Hopefully you can see this is the side profile of the car, and it really gets that clean design, that clean Honda design. As you can see, not much cuts and creases. I really like cars which are clean. It gives a timeless look to it, and also these cars with the clean design age well with time. So let me go to this side and show you more, because the sun was really blocking or ruining the footage from the opposite side. So here you can see the clean design, and obviously again the top there is the shark fin antenna. Then this is the side profile, and this of course is the outside ORVM. The ORVMs or the outside wing mirrors are not placed on the this A pillar or here in this section, and it's placed in the doors, as you can see here. So according to Honda, it helps with the blind spot or reducing blind spot, so the mirror has been placed here. There is also a camera here for lane departure and all. I don't think this will be much more of an use. There's no camera on that side, but in this side. But yeah, it's there. It will help maybe someone, but I don't think it's of great use, but it's a welcome that it's there. And obviously these are LED indicators, swiping type indicators on the outside ORVM, and it gives that body colored finish. And this is the A pillar, not that thick, but it's good. And in terms of safety, the Honda Civic has scored 5-star in Asian NCAP, so it's a safe car. And global NCAP, Asian NCAP, the safety ratings are almost similar, so not much of an issue. In terms of safety, this is a very great car. Now coming to the wheels, these are diamond cut dual tone alloy wheels, and the section is 185/35 R16. So these are 16-inch wheels, but when you look at the car from farther, the wheels really look small in comparison to the stance of the car. 17-inch wheels would have looked great in this car, but obviously the bigger the wheel, the tire profile becomes less, and the ride comfort decreases. So I have not driven this car till now or even had a ride on this. I will tell how the ride impression of the drive impression or the cabin feels while driving this car. So keep watching the video and make sure you like the video, and also don't forget to subscribe and support me by subscribing the channel. So coming to the wheels again, here Honda logo is there. So the finishing is really nice, diamond cut alloy wheels, and the tire is from Bridgestone 185 55 R16. The tire is a bit narrow. It would have been great if this was around 200 section tire, so the handling would be much better and all, but yeah, it's good. The front suspension, I can see it's from Showa, so great suspension. Obviously front gates, ventilated disc. The rear gates drum, that's kind of disappointing considering the price of this car. It's above 10 lakh for the base variant, and obviously this is a nice looking and fairly nicely priced car, but rear disc brakes are missing and is a major miss, because now this car comes with ABS and ABD. I say in almost every video, so the ABS actually works with disc brakes, not with drum brakes. So the front gets disc brake, sorry, so the ABS will be working only on the front wheels, not on the rear wheels. Obviously electronic brake force distribution is there, but still rear disc brakes are a must now, considering the safety. Now coming to the side again, so here is a request sensor, so keyless entry and exit is there in this car. Obviously consider price segment, much lower priced cars now gets this, Amaze gets this, and again Amaze video, if you want to see, then check out the pop-up button here. I'll come to the interior in a bit. So that's everything. The sloping kind of rear C section is here. Again the rear windshield gets defogger, hope you can see, defogger type. No washer wiper on the rear because the sedans never get that. Then these are the wraparound tail lights, then city written here, then Honda logo, big Honda logo. Then this is the reverse parking camera, neatly placed, license plate area and all, ZX model. Here you can see ZX iVTEC. Then again wraparound type light. So I have turned on the lights to show you the rear lights nicely, and obviously Honda has done the wraparound treatment here, Z-shaped tail light. So you can see that's the light here, and this part also illuminates. As you can see, there are two more LED elements here. So it's not continuous, there's a break, but these are like marking lights as Honda calls it, and it looks great because it also works as a safety measure, so it's good. It should be implemented with every other cars, or every manufacturer should do this kind of thing with wraparound type lights. Obviously nowadays cars are coming with wraparound type lights. Now coming to the rear, here are the LED running lights. So the brake light is around somewhere here, then this is the or here. So obviously halogen LED combination is done, and as you can see, this is the rear section of the car. That's the WRV, not talking about it right now, we'll do that in another video. And down under here is the reflector, then 4 parking sensors I can see, 1 2 3 4, and obviously Honda logo I've shown you. So, and this indicator is actually halogen, and this is the tail light and this is the brake light, and the high stop mount or brake light is here in the windshield area. You also get option for customization, so there will be like a spoiler here, which doesn't do any work with aerodynamics and all, don't fall into those traps, but it looks nice obviously. And there the high stop mount brake light comes with that spoiler. So that's it. Now let me open the tailgate the boot and show you. So you can be open remotely by holding the button in the tailgate, so as you can see, and also can be opened from the driver's side near the footwell area, it's there. So this is the boot section of the car, and you can see insulation done here. Then the boot is good, 506 liters of size, but the loading lip is very deep, not very deep but it's deep. My hand up till here or till here, it goes inside. So you can see obviously there is light here, but there is no insulation and all here, because no need because nobody looks at here, but insulation done here, but the materials feel cheap, and the loading lip also gets plastic material. Considering the price, this inner liner should be of great, and this looks very flimsy. Look at it. It likes I don't really like this thing, this cardboard thing. I own a 800 which is 15 years old, and we used to get the same material there, so Honda should do something about it. Obviously this is not the most elegant area people will be looking in a car, but at least something should be maintained considering the class of the Honda City. So there is the jack, different toolkits, and the wheel size is obviously full size wheel, alloy wheel, I mean the spare wheel. Full size alloy wheel is provided, which is good. Bridgestone tire again, so nothing much special to show about this. So here you can see the license plates, lights and all, and let's just close it now. So the doors in this car and also the boot close very softly, which is good, not just you have to smash it. And there are a little bit of panel gaps around here, which is normal actually. People who going to buy this car won't be looking at it, but there are not very uneven panel gaps at the front, which is not visible to normal people, but as I do videos and all about cars, it's there. But Honda should improve these panel gaps. There are very big panel gaps in here, and here also you can see. Also coming to the front lights, here you can see the LED DRL, and here is the LED swiping type LED. Down under here are the indicators. Let me just turn on the hazard light and show you. So obviously here also you can see the swiping type LED indicator on the outside rear view mirror. Then here also the LED indicator, L-shape LED indicator, Z-shape tail light. Lots of alphabets are used nowadays making cars. So again, like the passenger side, the driver side also gets a request sensor here. I'll come to the interior in a bit. I was just showing you the exterior. And so again, coming to the side profile and all, so the B pillars get blacked out. Obviously not glossy, matte finish, and matte finish is actually good because it prevents fingerprints, so fingerprints won't be here if you put your hands here, so that's good. And the door handles, obviously in this model, ZS model, comes with chrome. Not big fan of chrome, but it's there. Then now coming to the interior of the car, let me first show you the rear, then I'll go to the front and show you in details about the front of the car. So the ingress and egress of the car should be good because the doors open wide enough. And talking about doors, obviously scratchy materials here, but this is soft touch material, laterite material, which is good. Stitching done here, beige and black combination really looks good. And this combination was also seen on the newly facelift Amaze. Obviously Amaze is a compact sedan and it is placed under the City, but talking about the City, it's good. The Amaze also gets same sort of treatment, but there the material, soft touch material, was of fabric, and it's laterite, it's more durable. And here is the child lock and unlock button, which is also good. Then big door pockets which will hold around 1 liters of bottle, and also some pocket area here, my pocket, which is called my pockets. Then speaker here. This car comes with surround sound, and I'll check that out and show you. And then the door comes with chrome treatment. Obviously these are not metallic, but these are plastic and chrome treatment. This is the lock button for the door, and here is a tweeter placed nicely here. Scratchy materials, not big fan, but it's there. No scuff plating done here. The Amaze comes with scuff plating. Obviously this is 2020 model and Honda has not yet upgraded the Honda City, but I hope Honda, with the facelift of this Honda City 5th Gen, they comes with scuff plating here, so that would be really good. The seats, coming to the seats, I will get inside and show you more, but let me just show you the footboard area. So the footboard area, as you can see, a little bit of hump is there. That won't be much of an issue, but three adult people won't be very comfortable. But this car is wide actually, and wider than Verna when it's compared to Verna, so three people will be much better, like feeling better to sit in here. and won't be feeling claustrophobic. Let me now get inside to the car, and before that let me just put the front seat little bit forward. So the coming in and out of the car won't be bad. My height is around 5'5", and I don't have any issue while coming in and out of the car, and the seats really feel comfortable. These are good. LED material is used in the ZX variant. Honda City comes in 3 variants of total, the 5th gen Honda City, and from the base model it's fully loaded. The base model is called V, and the top spec models are called VX, and the top spec, the model which I am sitting right now, is the ZX, and it comes with different sorts of thing added over the VX model. So this comes with leatherette seats, as you can see here. There is a center armrest, 2 cup holders, not much elegant or as short, but the material is really good, the cushioning is done really great, and the seat comfort is really nice. I am feeling really comfortable. Obviously this is Honda City, and I am really comfortable sitting in the seat, and the armrest also here gets leatherette finish, which is good. Then the side padding is also done very nicely, and the seatbelt mechanism is nice. Then the middle passenger also gets a 3-point type seatbelt, which is good, which is really good, as you can see here the mechanism. Then the rear also gets a sunset, so like this you have to put the sunset, and which is also a great feature because nowadays days are getting much hotter and hotter, so sunset is there. The interior liner is of beige color, which is of good quality material. Then SRS airbag written here, curtain type airbags are there at the rear too. Now talking about headroom, as you can see, for me the headroom is good. I have no issue with the headroom, but sedans are always known for bad headroom around for the rear passengers, talking precisely, because the roof really slants backward. But I don't think it will be much of an issue for taller people, like around 6 foot. Above 6 footer this might be an issue, but not for me or till 6 footers. There won't be much issue because there will be a little bit of headroom here. But there is a thing that the rear headrests are not adjustable, but the both side passenger headrests are tall, which will be good. Obviously Isofix child seat mounts are there, as you can see here. Child seat Isofix mounts are there, and the middle hump, it's there, a little bit is there, but it won't be much of an issue. And then there are the AC vents at the rear. So power socket, to show the power socket, there are 2 power sockets. I don't think you can see here because it's getting too dark. Let me open the door, and hopefully my camera does. But there are 2 power sockets here, not USB. USB could have been given, it would be much better. A single USB also could have been given. And now talking about the visibility of the car, the windows are really big. People won't be feeling claustrophobic. Even 3 people are sitting here. As you can see, the viewing angles from the middle portion of the car. Obviously there are lights placed here which are LED, which is good, and here also lights here. Then there are grab rails here, and Honda also give grab rails for the driver, and obviously here, and this side grab rail also gets a coat hook. And this seat is set for me. My height, as you all know, is around 5'5", and look at the knee room of the car. It's awesome, it's super, because the car is more than 4 meters in length, 4.954 something like that in length, and it will be mentioning the screen somewhere here, you can see. And the wheelbase is also 2600 meters. So this is a really very nice car for family, considering if you consider it to SUVs and all, still a great car for a small family, like for 5, it will be really good. And we'll check the comfort or the ride while I do that drive impression. So now coming to the knee room, lots of knee room, obviously lots of leg room. As you can see, the under thigh support is also good for me. For a bit taller person, there will be little bit of issue, but nothing much to say. Honda always does give good sitting comfort and all with the city. They have been known for that. And then there is the sunroof for the that's in the front, no panoramic sunroof, and also the shade has to be moved manually. This is not like electronically moved or placed, but at least a sunroof is there and it's tinted, which is good, so it won't make the cabin much hot. And that is the front of the car or the dashboard of the car, which looks really nice, and it has been changed from the 4th gen, and the materials used are also looks much more premium. That's everything about the rear of the car. Now let me go to the front and show you more in details about the front interior of the car. Now before going to the front seats, let me show you some more features about the remote. The remote has 3 buttons in this manual variant. The CVT variant remote comes with 4 buttons. There is a dedicated button so which helps you to start the car remotely. This car also gets Alexa, so you can get the app and you can start the car remotely and also turn on the AC and all before even entering the car, so that the car remains pleasing if you have parked in out on a very sunny region or something like that. So in this car the window can be remotely rolled up and down, and also the sunroof can be accessed. So for you have to now the car is locked, so if you press the unlock button twice and then keep it pressing, the windows roll down, the sunroof also opens remotely, but you have to keep that pressing. And if you lock the button and press it twice and then press one more, the window roll up automatically and the sunroof also closes. So that is a very neat feature in Honda City, and it comes in other cars but it's there in City. That's what I want to show you now. Since the car gets keyless entry and exit, so you can see door handles, chrome door handles. There is a request sensor here, so if I am near to it and I can easily open the door, the auto folding mirrors fold out. And then let's open the door and show you more. So the front doors, like the rear doors, open wide. It doesn't open 90 degree, but 85 is degree it opens. 90 degree you have to go that for Tata cars. Now coming back to the Honda City, again like the back, scratchy material here, but the material is good. Little bit of flex can be seen if you are harsh with it, but it's above 10 lakh, so people won't be harsh with this car, so obviously. So here again soft touch material is given. These are the controls for the outside rear view mirror or wing mirror. So here are the controls. This is the lock and unlock button for the central lock. This is the lock button for window roll and up or child lock. Then this car also comes with one touch auto up and down windows. All four doors get that, and the driver door also get anti-pinch function, which is a neat feature. Then coming down here again 1 liter pocket or bottle holder. Then here's some space. Then here is the speaker. Here is the Twitter plays very nicely. Now before going to the inside, this is the seat and that is the interior. I'll come to it in a bit. Let me first show you something more. So here is the knob for opening the boot, which you can access from here. Also remotely you can access that. Then there are 2 knobs here for opening the fuel lid, and here is for opening the bonnet of the car or hood of the car. So this is for opening the fuel lid. I haven't shown you before, but let me show you. So you have to open it from here. So it's a spring mechanism. Fuel lid is held by spring mechanism. So here is it. No magnetically holding fuel lid. Magnetics could have been given, but it's not there. Like you have seen on the XUV700, the fuel capacity is 40 liters, and with 18.5 kilometers or 18 kilometers average fuel economy, this car will show decent range in a full tank. So again coming to the front seat, lead ride material, perforated seats, lots of adjustment, manually adjustable obviously, but there is height adjustable. It gets height adjustable, I mean 6-way adjustable driver seat. The co-driver seat doesn't get much adjustment, only sliding and reclining adjustment, not height adjustable. So that's there. Now before going inside, let me show you the pedal configuration. So here you can see the pedals of the car. This is the manual car, so obviously 3 pedals: clutch, brake and accelerator. There is no dedicated that pedal, but there is a place here where you can put the feet, which is good, but carpeting and all will be done afterwards, so that still the space is in the firewall in the footwell is done nicely, and the carpeting material down in the cabin is also good. There not much issue, but there is a measure missing of the scuff plating. The new facelift MH comes with scuff plating, and if you want to check out the facelift MS video, then go check out somewhere in the pop-up button here. I hope with the facelift Honda will give scuff plating to the city also here, and as an accessory it is available, but it should come directly from the company, as this car is the top spec car. Here is the electronic stability switch. Then there are some place here for dummy keys. This should not be given by brand. They should seriously remove this thing, and if they have to put something, then put it, then or else you just make it flush and don't give this dummy key. I hope they will do that, every single brand, not just Honda. And here is the headlight leveler, which obviously works when you turn on the light. Then let me just come inside and turn on the car, and before that let me put the key here and close the door. And for this car comes with start stop button. So here is the button, you can see, so it glows in red and it looks very nice. Let me just turn on the blower because it's getting too hot. So the blower is on, obviously very nice AC. And before going to the dashboard, let me show you the seat comfort and all. So this is the front seat of the Honda City, and it's very comfortable. I mean, if I have to go for a car above 10 lakh, then I feel the City seat is very comfortable. Recently I have been in XUV 700, but right now I would prefer the City more than the XUV 700, because it doesn't matter if the car has 200 horsepower or not. If you are going to buy a car, the main thing is, are you comfortable or not after sitting in the driver's seat and to drive the car, what I mean to say. So for me, I am very comfortable here. I love the cushioning done, and of course Honda City is known for their comfort level and all, from like previous generation cars also, and the 5th generation is also very impressive, nothing much to say about it. Then here you can see adjustable headrest. So for that you have to do it from here, lots of adjustment. The headrest is very nicely padded, well padded headrest, and also the side supports are good. Then here is a armrest, which is also leatherite finish, but it doesn't slides. That is only disappointing thing that I have seen here. And it can be accessed from here, a little button is there. It is deep, you can keep some phone and all. But look at the center console, it's really very flimsy. Can you see that? So somehow Honda is doing now cost cutting. This should not be flimsy, because considering the price of the car, I have seen other car which cost less than this and they have very nice center console fitted. But I won't say the material is bad, but the fit and finish to the center console is not that good. Then there is the handbrake, obviously manual handbrake. Then here are some, again, leatherite finishing is done. Then here comes the glossy finish. The gear knob gets leather wrapped and feels very luxurious to hold. 6-speed gearbox, manual. Here also leather finish. Then there are 2 pockets here. I'll come to this more in a bit. Let me now talk about the seat comfort and the headroom. So as you can see, my height is around 5'5", and the headroom is great for me. Even taller person can have really great headroom, because this car from the base model itself comes with adjustable driver seat, 6-way adjustable, obviously manual, but adjustability is there. So even if you are shorter, you can increase the height and have a commanding view, and if you are taller, then you can decrease and also move the seat accordingly so that you are comfortable. So in terms of driver comfort or front passenger comfort, no issue, it's really good. Honda has still maintained that. I really like it. Now again, coming to the steering, The steering is really very nice, not flat bottom, it's rounded, but it feels really good to hold. As here you can see, stitching is done, leather wrapped, very luxurious to hold, satin finish here, 3-spoke steering wheel. Then there are lots of controls in the steering, or you can say steering mounted control. This side is totally dedicated for cruise control, as you can see. Then there is the big Honda logo, then here are the SRS airbag, then here is the horn. And I don't think it will be hard for people to press the horn, because when I drive I hold it from here and I can do it like this, so it won't be very much problem for them. And the horn is also loud. Then there is the digital analog instrument console. I will come that to a bit. Now let me first show you the whole function of the steering wheel, then I'll show you how to control or how these switches work. This side already told you, dedicated for cruise control, which I cannot show you right now as I have to drive the car. No adaptive cruise control, but cruise control is there. The steering also gets tilt and telescopic adjustability, obviously manual tilt. Here you can see tilt adjustability and also telescopic adjustability, as you can see. Then I have to show you one more thing. As I have already told you, the window come with one touch down function. So if I press both the front windows button here, then you can see one touch, both the windows are down. And also with the rear doors, same thing. And if I pull it up, then all the windows come up then in one touch, and even the rear windows also comes in one touch. Then this also gets one touch function. The what I mean to say is the sunroof control is here. And let me just show you as I am talking to you right now. So here is, you can do it like this. So one touch, if you press it, the sunroof opens, electronic sunroof, not panoramic sunroof, but sunroof is there. Again, if you do it once, the sunroof closes. The glass part, not the sunset. The sunset is actually manual, so electronic sunset would have been better, but this you can do. But electronic sunset, considering the price of the car, should have been a great addition. So now coming more to the interior things, again side curtain airbag. The seat belts are not height adjustable, but there is a tilt mechanism, and it comes with front pre-tensioner seat belts. Obviously shown you the center console and all. Then let me show you the sunshade. So here is the sunshade of the driver side. There is a mirror placed here, but no light placed, and but the front map lights kind of comes to this direction. So vanity mirror light work is done by this, but a dedicated vanity light would be great addition considering the price. Then again to the co-driver seat, the sunshade gets mirror but no light placement here. But like this side, driver side, the co-driver side, also the light goes somewhere here. So these are LED lights which are great. The headliner is also good, the material is good. Then here are more control of the as you have already seen, the sunroof, panoramic sunroof control, then mic placed here. This is the electrochromic or auto dimming mirror, so it adjusts accordingly to light. Obviously I have shown you the side curtain airbags. There are also side curtain airbags. Then SRS airbag written here. There is the Windows Twitter, sorry. So one more thing I want to show you, as I have already told, the outside rearview mirrors are placed back in the door, not around this area, a pillar section area. So it definitely helps in reducing the blind spot. And also this car comes with a segment first. This is a 1-year-old car right now, but it got segment first lane keep watch camera to that ORVM. I will show you that in a minute. Now again to this side, the door gates, that leatherite soft touch finishing here, then chrome handle. Obviously this is a chrome handle, and all the 4 doors actually get 1-liter bottle holder and some area to store some maps or paperwork and all. Then there is the speaker, Twitter plays. Obviously this car comes with surround sound feature. This is the dashboard of the car, as you can see. really very nicely placed. The AC vents are really very nice. Here you can see satin finish chrome accent around the AC vents. Then here is some chrome garnish around the AC control sliders. Then this is the 8-inch touchscreen, which is new, and it comes with Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, and also Alexa connectivity function, which you can install in your phone, and you can control various things like turn on AC. Obviously that works in CVT model, but here also you can get various things connected. I won't be saying much about that, but it's there. I will come to the screen in a bit. Let me show you more. So here is the hazard light switch, and the switching in this car is really very good. Even the steering mounted switch are very nice, gives very tactile feeling, or the feedback is good of the switch gears. So here are the AC controls. The touch controls are gone now, and now there is knobs. I will show you more in details about this. Let me show you the glove box and the dashboard first. Then here the material are scratchy obviously, but it gives some sort of leather type finishing, but it's not leather, it's very hard plastic, obviously a little bit flimsy, but it's there. Then here is some other material, some texture is different. Then there is a glossy finish, like wood veneer type finishing is given. It's not wooden, it's plastic, but it's there. Then some soft touch material here. Then the glove box here gets cool functionality, cool glove box, and it's not much deep. As you can see, some car manuals and paper are there, not very big in size, but it's there. Then the co-driver footwell area is also done good, spacing is nicely done. Then here is some more space in the center console. Here you can keep the key, two cup holders here. There are lots of place to keep your smartphone. So one place is here, one place is here. No wireless charger as from the factory, but you have to fit that as an accessory. Then there is a 12-volt power socket, there is a USB to charge your phone and all. Then there is a dedicated USB socket or port for connecting your phone, like Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, that's there. Now coming to the AC controls, the touch controls from the 4th gen are now removed and manual or knobs are given. And just listen to this, that is so satisfying. The clicky feeling is so good. The knobs are given, and this gives literally very good feedback to your hand, very luxurious feeling. And also little texture is there, not knurled finish but textured knobs. And there is a LCD here to show the AC controls. The blower is really very nice. I have not turned on the AC. Obviously nowadays every car comes with good AC, and Honda ACs are good, not bad. There also is rear AC vents here. No dual zone functionality in the AC, but auto AC is there, max cool is there. This knob is here for on and off of the, or turning on and off the blower. Then AC on off switch, as you can see here. Then the middle knob is for the various function of the blower or the wind direction. Then front defogger, rear defogger, auto AC, and then this knob is for temperature control. Just listen to the sound, I really love this. And then there is the max cool auto, where if you turn that on, then everything will be controlled automatically considering the outside temperature and all. Let me just show you the instrument console and the controls. So here is the instrument, digital analog instrument console. So low fuel level is showing. Let me just turn off and turn it on again and show you the animation. So you can see that swipe up thing is done, various telltale lights. So this right part here is the analog speedometer, and the left thing or the left side here is the tachometer. This portion is digital, 6.7 inch. This portion is totally digital. Let me just press and get it to the tachometer. So here is the animation, and to control this there are two buttons in the steering wheel. This scroll button is there, and then the home button. These two buttons control this, and also these two buttons are also used for controlling or going to various menu in this screen in the instrument console, and the other buttons are used for voice command, phone receiving or call receiving, and all volume up and down for the screen here. I'll come to that in a bit. Let me first show you various function of this screen. So obviously kilometer per hour is also shown here digitally. Then here is the analog speedometer, then various telltale lights. As you can see, outside temperature is shown 32 degrees Celsius. It's very hot. I don't think it's 32, it's more than that. Then odometer is here, and if you press this button and scroll it, then various functions will come up, as you can see right now. So pressing home, and then tachometer, range and fuel, time and speed. There is also G meter for some reason if you want to do track days with this car. So 121 horsepower on tap of your foot. You can see how much G's you are pulling off around the tracks. Really, it's there, but I don't know what will be the use, but it's there, and it will be really good to see if you are tracing your cars. But don't do that. It's not safe to do anything like that out on the highways. So again, pressing home, then various settings, then okay, customize display, then more information and all. Obviously low fuel level is showing. So I love the fact that the default setting shows analog type of tachometer, which looks really nice. Also time is shown. Then there are two trip meters, trip A, trip B, then average fuel economy, every sort of things are shown here. This car is petrol, so average 13.5 kilometer per liter right now is showing, and total kilometer is done 20. So I don't know why it's showing 13 kilometer per liter, but servicing is not done and all. It's a showroom car, so nothing much to say about that. So that's there. So that's the instrument console. It looks really nice. There is also a dedicated button in the dashboard here around the washer wiper area. Hope you can see it. Let me put the camera close, and if I toggle this button, then the display brightness in the instrument console increases and decreases. You can see, so it increases and it decreases accordingly. So there are various levels of brightness, so that's there. So that is the instrument console, and it's really good, and the visibility is good, the resolution is also good, nothing much issue of that. Coming to the controls, here are the light controls. Obviously automatic headlights. So let me just turn off the light, and here is also the indicator. So as you can see, when I give the left side indicator, the camera to the left ORVM turns on, and it gives the blind spot monitoring system. I would prefer if the feedback was shown here, just like you have seen on the XUV 700, but it's not there. So I don't think it's much of an use, but as I can already see the outside rear view mirror and adjust it accordingly from the driver's seat and see what is visible from my car. So this camera won't be much of an use. Then again, the right side indicator switch is there. So to turn on the lane camera while driving, you can press this button here. So if I press it here, the camera turns on. The resolution is not that great. I will come to the screen a bit. Let me show you the controls first. So obviously fog light control and all is here. The headlight control is here. The headlight leveler is here, as I've already shown you. ESP also there. Then the controls are good. Honda actually shares its many parts with almost every car, from the lower spec car to higher spec car, but still the stocks are really nice. Then this side there is the washer wiper control. Obviously no rain sensing or auto washer wiper. Now coming to the screen or the infotainment screen, this is the touchscreen infotainment system, 8-inch touchscreen infotainment system, which is new. Obviously there are lots of features like FM. Then you can control the volume from here, or you can do it here, but there is a problem. The volume control buttons in the screen are given buttons actually, and also the touch screen there should be a proper knob. It actually distracts. There is no mute button, but you can press the button here or the power button here, and it works also for muting the system. Then USB, iPod, then the Bluetooth, phone, apps, then various apps. So if you connect the phone, your Android phone or Apple phone, the apps will come up here, then settings and all. So lots of things are there. Then here comes the rear camera. The resolution is not that great, but the touch response is really good of this screen. Let me just put the car into reverse and show you the reverse parking camera. So multi-view camera, you can see the resolution is not that great. I don't know if the camera is covering or not, but to my eyes I really think the Honda should improve the screen quality, at least the pixel density of this screen. The touch response is good, but resolution is very, I really don't like it. The resolution is very bad. Also comes with adaptive guidelines, which is good, but the resolution is not good. What will be the use of this camera views and all? I feel the MS facelift got a much better resolution screen than this, but it's there. Adaptive guidelines and all are there, which is a welcome. Now let's put the car into neutral. So that's there. That's everything. Let me now connect to my phone and do the sound check of the car. So right now my phone is connected to this infotainment screen via Bluetooth, and let's now check the sound system, and you tell me how you like the sound of this car. This car comes with 3D surround sound feature, so let's check it how it sounds. Let me just increase the volume. You can also increase it from here. So that's the audio system of this car. I hope you will like it. I really love it in the inside. I don't think my mic will do fair justice to the audio system, but you can trust me honestly. I'm saying the bass quality is really good. The treble is good. Obviously it's Honda car, so they will be giving nice quality speaker system, and it's really good, I have to say that. So that's everything on the interior. Let me just pop out the hood now and show you the engine of this car. So for doing that, you have to pull a knob here. So I'll do that and show you the engine of this car. So here is the engine bay of the car. This is the ZX petrol variant, and you can see to open the hood, and as I've already shown you how to open the hood, then there is a lever here, and obviously insulation is given here. Also insulation is given on the firewall. So this is the R-Trims iVTEC 4-cylinder 1.5 liter engine, and it makes about 121 horsepower and 145 newton meters of torque, which is best in the class or segment, considering it a sedan. It's really good, and obviously it's naturally aspirated, which is great. This car also comes with the diesel engine, iDTEC engine, that makes 100 horsepower and 200 newton meters of torque, and comes with both CVT and manual transmission. Obviously the engine is really compact and packed very nicely. There are little bit of area here, blank area, but nothing much to say, and very cleanly it's placed. Obviously plastics are given here to cover the unelegant area of the engine compartment. So that's the ABS motor there. Then that's everything on the interior of the, or sorry, that's everything on the engine bay of the car. So let me just close it and then do the drive impression and show you how the car drives. So right now I am inside the new 5th gen Honda City. I am in the back door. Usually you will find me on the front seat there, but so talking about the cabin experience of the Honda City 5th gen, mostly those people who will be buying this car would be sitting on the back seat, so the NVH levels are really good. Honda has done a great work. There are very less vibration and bumps, as you can feel that you cannot feel. Actually, the cushioning of the seats, as I've already told you, is very nice. It's super comfortable. Only the missing fact is that the rear headrests are not height adjustable, but they are really padded very nicely. The window area is, as you can see, is very nice. The visibility is good. People won't feel claustrophobic inside here. There are AC vents here, also power sockets, as I have already shown you. So overall, the rear seat experience is really very nice. You will be very comfortable sitting in here. You can also sit by like this, like putting one leg over the other, because look at the knee room. The knee room is so good. Also, under thigh support for me is very nice. I'm around 5'5". The under thigh support for me is good. People above the height of me, or around 5'8" and 6 footers, will also be great. There will be little bit of headroom issue, but that's not much, because the sedans always have that slanted back roof, so that will be there. There is also sunshade here, as you can see, so this definitely helps in blocking the sun from the rear windshield. Over bed patches and all, you won't be feeling very much. It's really very good. So the rear seating experience, top notch. Honda has still maintained that, which City is known for, so that is really very great. Now let me just go to the front seat and show you, or tell you, how it feels to drive and what is the experience from the driver's seat, how the engine feels. Now talking about the drive experience of the 5th gen Honda City, I was driving the petrol manual variant. The petrol engine is a new unit, double overhead cam, 4 cylinder, 4 valve per cylinder, 121 horsepower, and with the manual 6-speed gearbox. The ride quality, or the engine, really felt very smooth. The brakes were really very progressive, and the viewing angles were also good. The car didn't feel much bigger from the driver's seat, and also the driver's seat get lots of adjustments, so the viewing angles are really good, even for shorter drivers like me, and even taller people will be really comfortable driving this car. So right now, driving the Honda City 5th gen. First of all, the engine in this car is, this is obviously the petrol variant, petrol manual, 6-speed gearbox, as you can see here. The engine is really very responsive. It's naturally aspirated. The engine is new, double overhead cam, 4-cylinder, 4-valve engine, and the response, as it is naturally aspirated engine, is very nice. It gives instant response, and the visibility is also very good. Since the mirror are placed towards the back and not in the A pillar, the visibility, the blind spot area around the A pillar is very less. And the engine pulls really very nicely. It's smooth. The power delivery is linear. The gear shifts are very slick. The clutch is light. It's very light. Obviously, at first it may be a little bit on the heavier side, but this car is driven, this is the demo car, so with time, eventually the clutch of the cars becomes light. So you can see all these nonsense people driving cars. And again, the NVH level is really very good. The AC is very nice. The rear view mirror offers really very nice viewing angles. The outside or rear view mirrors also offer nice viewing angles. The steering feels really very nice to hold. The feedback is really nice. It gets weighted nicely over higher speeds, and at lower speeds is very light. This is such a lovely engine, lovely engine by Honda. The gearbox gets 6-speed, and there is no road to put the car to the top gear or the 6-speed gear, and bumps and all cannot be felt. This car rides on 16-inch wheels. 17-inch wheels would have been better, but with that, of course, ride comfort gets hurt, or the ride comfort decreases with bigger wheels, because the tires profile decreases, that the tire coming. So overall, I think Honda City is still worth as a mid-size sedan to go for instead of buying a SUV. I really am loving the car, and if personally I have to buy, I would go for Honda City 5th Gen if I have to buy a car above 10 lakh rupees. The only issue I don't like about this, or the really very con, is the screen resolution of the infotainment screen. It's very less and very cheap looking screen. Some lower spec car comes with much better screen resolution, very comfortable seats, very comfortable cabin. So let me just show you the lane keep watch camera. So as you can see, the lane keep watch camera activates here. So around bad patches you won't feel much bump. The ground clearance also very good. Looking at the stance of the car, the ground clearance is good. You can really go over potholes fairly easily. The wheel size are nice, and the car doesn't feel very much big from the driver's point of view. So experienced driver, they won't be having any problem, and new buyers who want to go for a little bit bigger car, I don't think they will be having any issue buying the Honda City. It's a really very great car, and city driving condition, as you can see right now, it's good. It feels compact. I can easily zip through traffic, but I don't want to take the risk of rash driving. The steering, as I've already told you, gets really nicely weighted at slow speeds, so it feels very nice to drive. So that is everything about the drive and cabin experience of the car out on the road. If you're watching the video till now, then hope you will like it, and also subscribe to my channel so that you support me. And if you like this video, share it with your friends and family. And that's it for today. Bye.